Welcome to this Flexi introduction video. If you're new to Flexi or you've moved from another application to Flexi and this is the first time opening the software or using it, this will kind of give you a brief explanation of how you can use some of the tools in Flexi. Kind of get you introduced to the workspace and a few of the main tools so that you can kind of get us started. As always, if you're interested in getting more information, more training, you can also visit our SAi YouTube channel. There we'll have all kinds of videos on more specific tools and things like that. So if you want more, go ahead and check out our YouTube channel and that'll give you more. But let's get started. First of all, this is our Flexi workspace. There's a couple things that we want to kind of keep in mind when we look at this workspace. First of all, we've got our toolbars here at the top, which house some of our import, open, and cut plot and print features are up here. Then on the left-hand side, you have some of your more common tools that you're going to use. So first of all, you have your drawing tools. So you got your shapes tool, Bezier tool, text, auto trace, and a few others. And then you have some of your zoom in, zoom out options. Allows you to move your design around within the workspace. Then down here at the bottom, you've got your color bars. You can open up more color bars if you want. But this is the default color bar that comes open in standard in Flexi. Then over here to the right, you're going to have the cloud window. This cloud window can be turned on and off by simply clicking this little cloud button right here if you want to get some more workspace. If you turn it back on, you've got several different tools in here that you have access to. Now again, most of these tools like Sidekick, Sketch, Find My Font, we all have videos on how to use those tools specifically right on our YouTube channel. In fact, if you click this SAi channel button right here, this will take you right to our YouTube channel. The one that I kind of want to point you out to specifically is going to be this knowledge base. This knowledge base takes you to a brand new website where, as you can see, this is a place where you can look up any information about Flexi. So for example, I can scroll through any topic. So if I want to learn about text, I can click on one of the topics and learn how to do text on an arc. Or any other topic that we can find. So printing, color, all sorts of different topics. Or I can simply search for a topic if I want to search it, if I see a button or an option that I don't know what that tool does. This is going to be your main workboard in Flexi, and we can edit this inside of our Design Central, which brings us to our next part of the workspace in Flexi. The Design Central and the Fill Stroke Editor are two toolbars that you can access, and you can grab them by clicking on these buttons up here, Design Central and Fill Stroke Editor, or you can go to the View menu and open them here. These are two of the most popular ones to have open, simply because the Fill Stroke Editor allows you to define your fill, whether you're using a solid fill, a pattern, or a gradient. And then it allows you to control your strokes. So if you want to apply some kind of a stroke to an object, this is where you would do that. The Design Central is the most crucial one of the two though. This is the one that actually changes every time you use a different tool. So you'll notice as I click through the different tools, the Design Central will change based on what that tool is about. So depending on which tool I have selected, it will depend on what the Design Central will show. This is important because many of your tools, like the text tool, the object tools, the drawing tools, will all have options in here that allow you to customize that tool to create different objects. So having the Design Central open and available is going to be one of the key things for you when we're starting out in the workspace. One final thing we'll mention about the workspace is if that you do come from a different program, say from Illustrator or perhaps Corel, we do have a workspace editor. You go to your File menu and click on Workspace. You can make your workspace look like Adobe. Or if you're interested in more something like Corel, you can make the software look like that. And you can see that it will arrange everything in your menus as well as your shortcuts will switch to these different menus. For this tutorial, we're going to stick to the default, and we'll use that one so you can kind of get familiar with using the default work scheme. As you work in Flexi, one of the things you're also going to do is you're going to want to save your files, import files, or use other formats. So first of all, let's talk about saving a file. First of all, if we have some kind of design that we have on our sheet that we want to save, we're going to go up to the File menu and we'll click the Save button. Now, if you already have this file saved and you want to make a duplicate copy, you can always say Save As, and it'll save it as a new file. For now, let's hit Save. And here it's going to save in the last folder that we used, and I can quickly give my file a name, and then I can hit Save. Now, by default, this saves it as a .fs file. Now, you'll notice that there are no other formats that you can save it as at this moment, because the Save option only saves as a Flexi file or a Flexi native file. This would allow other Flexi users to also open this file. If I want to get access to other files, then I would use the File Export option. If I go to File, Export, this allows us to take or get access to all the other different types of formats that we allow. So you see we can export as an AI, a PDF, a PSD, EPS, and some of the way other common formats like BMP, TIFF, or PNG. So you can see that complete list right here in the Export menu. So this is how you would export these files. Now, if you wanted to import a file or bring a file that a customer had given you into this workspace, all we need to do is click File and go to Import. Here I can choose a file, for example this TIFF right here, click Import, and I'm going to get this little blue dialog box. This kind of chasing my mouse here. This is kind of just an indication of where it's going to be placed when I left click on the mouse. So I left click and it places it right into position. So now I've got a file that I've imported in, and then I can save or export if I want into a different format. Creating or editing text in Flexi is a really easy and user-friendly process. We can simply create powerful different text options inside of the Flexi software that allow us to do all kinds of customizations. So to get started, we're going to go over here to our menu, and if you notice, this tool has a little black arrow at the top of it. That means if I left click and hold, a flyout menu will appear. Now we're going to talk about two main tools today, the text tool and the text on a path. But let's start with the text tool. If we click on this text tool in Design Central, this gives us a whole host of settings. So let's type up some text. Okay, so now we have some text, and if I highlight this text, I can start editing it kind of on the fly. So I can change the font if I want to. Got all sorts of different types of fonts. I can choose my font. I can choose regular, bold maybe, for example. I can choose the size of my text. I can adjust that here. Create some slant to it if I want to create an italics effect. I can also adjust my paragraph setting. So if I want to do center or right justified or left justified. Explore some of these options. There's a lot of different things in here available to you. But for now, this is creating some simple text. So we've got a lot of options here that allow us to create some very great text for us to start out with. In order just to get a little bit more advanced though, I'm going to click on my selection tool, and then I'm going to go back to Design Central, making sure that I have my text selected, and click on the Character tab. Now, because I'm in the Selection tool and I go to Design Central and I choose this option, the same options appear, but now in my design space it looks a little bit different. This allows me to do several different things. For example, I can adjust things a little more visually if I want to. So I can change the tracking left and right, or up and down. I can even use these little black X's here to move each line up and down. independently of each other. Now, what I can do here is you'll see these little circles. If I grab one of these circles, I can rotate one of these letters independently of every other letter. Then I can do this with any one of these. And the black boxes allow me to change tracking or spacing of an object based on that letter. So everything ahead of the B is going to move along with it. Now the great thing here is if I hold Control, I can edit each line individually. So I selected this letter and I'm holding down Control. It allows me to move that one individually in a horizontal fashion. But if I hold down Shift, it allows me to go up and down with this letter. So really flexible in terms of what you can do. This text tool is really awesome and allows us to do all kinds of customizing. So for example, if I want to add a little bit of a graphic right here and I want to move this text over, all I have to do is I can hold down my Shift key and shift over this text just a little bit. And now I've got some space here to insert a graphic. So let's import something in and place it right there. So just as easy as that, we can manipulate and change text just to suit it what we need. Now the last thing that we want to do in this example is let's create a shape and use the text on a path tool. So I'm going to use this fan tool and I'm going to create a simple fan shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to left click and hold and I'm going to go to the path text tool. Now you'll notice that my cursor looks like a little cross with an A on it. When I get close to a contour or a line, my cursor changes. And when I left click, now it is attached to this object. Now, the cool thing is that it is going to wrap around this object as it wants to. So I'm going to do the same thing that we did before, is I'm going to switch over to my selection tool, click on the character tab, and now these same options appear. So now I can grab this and I can adjust the line spacing, move it around if I want to. I can do all kinds of changes. Say I want it to start over here and extend all the way to the edge. I can do it just like that. And I can make adjustments to the character spacing as I need to right on the fly, and it's all going to stay tied to this particular drawing that I have. And if I like that shape and I'm ready to go, I can then actually even delete the original graphic that I used, and now I've got a nice text on an arc or a text on a path that kind of gives me a unique flair to some of my text. In this last session, let's talk about editing bitmaps and dealing with bitmaps. So here I've imported a TIFF file, and this is a bitmap, and the way that I know is that when I select it, over here in the Design Central, you're going to see these two colorful tabs. You're going to see the bitmap and the profile tab show up. If I click on the bitmap tab, this tells me what this is all about. So I can see that this is 72 pixels per inch, and then I can also see the resolution and how large the file size is. And I can also tell the color space. So in this particular case, this is a black and white image. If I import a different file, like this one for example, and I select it, this shows me that it's a little bit larger, still 72 pixels per inch, but it's a RGB file. So it is an RGB bitmap. This last tab here is for color management. Now in this particular case, these files don't necessarily have any embedded ICC profiles, but if there was one, you would see that listed here. This will give you an idea as if there's any embedded profiles that could be affecting your color. In terms of bitmaps, one of the things that we frequently will do with bitmaps is vectorize them. So one thing to notice about bitmaps is that they have a limited amount of pixels that they can display or print. So if you make this bigger, you're only dealing with the same amount of pixels. In fact, if we look at it here, it's only a resolution of 679 by 617. So when I make this bigger, we're basically just stretching the same amount of pixels over a larger area. So you can get a pixelated image. With an image like this, it's black and white, we can very easily vectorize this and create vector objects. Now the vector objects are infinitely scalable and they don't lose resolution as you make them bigger. So if you're interested in grabbing something like this and using it in a print and then coloring it and giving it some other options or adjusting it, we want to convert this into a vector. To do this, the easiest way to do this is to go to the Bitmap tab, go to Vectorize, and choose Bezier. The Bezier is the easiest one to use, and it seems to have some of the better results, and it works pretty well for most different types of vectorizing you're going to be doing. I click on Bezier, and it's automatically going to trace right along the edges of the graphic. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the edge here and grab my bitmap and move it out of the way. And now I can see when I select this, I now have a fuller vector object. And this has done a really good job of going through here and tracing the lines and dealing with any inconsistencies. So you notice how pixelated and jagged this is here, whereas over here, it smoothed everything out for us. So it's done a really good job of taking this pixelated image and smoothing this out and making it much more presentable for us to use. I can now go in here and change the colors of this if I want to, make it bigger or smaller, and I don't really have to worry about suffering any of the quality. So that's a quick overview of bitmaps and vectorizing. Again, if you want more specific tips and tools, tricks on these tools, check out our YouTube channel on SAi. I have a full lengthy video that you can check out on our channel for vectorizing itself and all the different options. Check out our webinars that we do monthly. This will give you a great option for you if you're looking for more details on how to use any of these specific tools in the cloud window or any of the specific tools in Flexi.